Well, hello, my friends! Time Architect here, and welcome to another episode from the Zetacraft SMP server. In the last episode, we built this awesome, epic castle that you are seeing right behind me. And if you missed it, be sure to go and check this thing out. It was actually recently featured by Minecraft Hub in one of their mega builds, and thank you very much for featuring that, and welcome all of my new subscribers. If you found this based off of that video, please do be sure to let me know down in the comments. But I have been very busy in between episodes, and that has been working on phase number 2, which, as we know, will be the terraforming. So why don't we go ahead and get you all caught up on that right now. And there's no other way to see it than with shaders. Let's do it. Well, my friends, I do hope that you enjoyed that nice little time lapse. I love starting my episodes off with time lapses. And afterwards, you guys probably saw there from the intro, I spent a little bit of time off camera detailing this area out, because I like to do all of my detailing work off camera, besides the castle, which was built in a creative world and then brought in via Lightmatica. So I've got this beautiful little path that has all of the same textured blocks as inside of the castle roads, with the addition of occasional path blocks, just give a little bit more depth. Then added in all sorts of stones and rocks, all sorts of fences and bushes and lighting to really make sure that this pathway is safe at night. And also, you may have seen that afterwards, in the intro, Eisenroth has utilized his chunk of land that he bought prior to me building the castle and used it as a chance to advertise his ice. So, well, yeah, kind of cut in a little bit there of my custom terraforming, but you know what? It is technically his plot of land, so he can do what he wants. We just may have to blend our terraforming in, ow, to it to make that look a little bit nicer. But right here, where the old shop used to be, which was actually Cablecraft and Eisenroth were kind enough to take it down for me. I do believe they said that the bargain box demolition is so cheap that it's free. They went ahead and took that out for me so it can make room for what's going to be here. And if you can't guess from these walls here, they're going to be trees. I spent a little bit of time experimenting right over here, so if we were to glide on over, I went ahead and kind of designed up a few custom trees to decorate around our mailbox. And I think I like them so much that I'm going to utilize the same idea as far as the acacia with granite and the acacia leaves. Or are they birch? I don't know. I'll figure it out. But do those over there, and then also on the diorite walls, do that with the birch fences, and birch leaves to make a whole bunch of nice trees. And then we're going to put in some carts, and this will be where I sell all my wood, because you guys know I need to make some profits back. This castle has been very expensive, so I think it's time to go ahead and build some trees. Let's do it. Trees are in, and now would be a great time to go ahead and let you guys know that you should join the Zetacraft Discord page, because I have been known to occasionally stream on there, and that is exactly what happened here when I just finished up the wood shop. Yeah, it was just kind of one of those, just I'm like, yeah, I'll do a little streaming, so I went ahead and just hopped on the Zetacraft Discord and built up all this. So this will be where I will be selling all my wood again, obviously. And what I tried to do is I tried to theme each wood. So for instance, you want jungle wood. It's right here. Got the price. Then you got barrels with all of it in there. Oh, you need some spruce wood? That one's empty. But we have the crane. There's the price. 1 diamond per stack. Boom, there it is. Birch. Granted, it's stripped in here, but there you go. Birch logs. I got oak firewood chopping, which I do believe Maya offered up his services to do a little bit of armor stand work to put like an axe or something in here. But obviously oak, same thing with acacia, and the dark oak is over here as well. So there we go. I think that this turned out beautifully, and well, you guys know me lately. Let's check it out with shaders on, guys. So I think the best way to experience this would be to just start all the way down at the bottom. Let that castle render in, get that full force perspective, which I've been talking with Ricky about terraforming all this up about 4 blocks higher to get it level with TMG Tower. So this may actually come up a little bit. That's why I didn't spend too much time doing the path, just did the generic kind of texture. But anyways, let's roll into our little logging cap here. And oh man, I do love this perspective. Just these warm glows of the lanterns, which is, I checked, should all be spawn proof come nighttime. I spent a lot of time with the F3 screen checking it, but we're not here to do that now. We're here to check this thing out. And just the whole look of the shopping district with this just cozy little logging camp, I think is the perfect addition to the shopping district. And let's go ahead and just kind of wander up this pathway that has all the bushes and the foliage around it and take in that perspective of the castle. I love how you can see that large tower. It doesn't even look that big in this from this view, but it's actually quite massive. You wind around up into here and you get this nice big open view of the shopping district, which I'm going to walk around my shrubbery so we can really take it in. So amazing. All these Zetas are absolutely fantastic builders. I'm so glad to be on the server with them. Alright, so real talk time. So, obviously I got this massive castle up here that I was really pushing for the forced perspective from this lower part of the shopping district. I had reached out to the Zetas, and they are absolutely wonderful people. And I was asking them if I can rework, buy, or relocate their shops to kind of help work with the terraforming on this area of the castle. And all three of them, De-Stressing Dad, Rusty Mojo, and EVIO, all replied with very happy responses that they were willing to help me out. So Rusty, I ended up buying the shop from him with Geek Squeak, and well, he was a little bit harder to convince, but at the end of the day, we got there. And DSD, he simply asked that we relocate his shop, so Geek actually relocated over there to where we were going to be expanding the shopping district in the future. You can see that there's already quite a few Zetas that have big plans over in here. And EVIO, he said that he wants to keep his shop as is, which I completely get as far as it being his. But he gave me the green light to go ahead and rework it. So I think at this point in time, I'm going to spend a little bit of time designing and recreating his shop to allow me to put in a little bit of a river. And so let's go ahead and just start by taking the shop down, and then we'll just work from a clean slate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. I was clearing out EVIO's shop, and I forgot that he had a lava feature, and I may have fallen into it. Well, I quickly exited the game, sent out a message on Discord, and hopefully somebody took care of it. So let's find out. Okay, alright, I'm on fire. This is a lot better. Much better. Now all we need is some water. I'm still on fire. Ah! Okay. Okay, back to what I was doing. Alright, with that little bit out of the way, I spent a little bit of time just doing a general terraform on the area, and Deosil is actually working on the river. We talked a little bit about where we're going to go with it, and it looks like he's going to take the reins on it, which I am completely fine with. I told him to reserve, from about these torches right around there and back. I'll take care of the rest of that, because right here is where I want to put a water wheel, because I think that it would look great if we turned EVIO shop into a water mill. So I already kind of laid out this mossy cobblestone area right here, and this is where I plan to put the water wheel and connect it right to that rock. I think it seemed very fitting. And then the water will go right up here, and I'm going to talk with Eisenroth about reworking his ice billboard. And my thought is to make it look like it's melting, and that creates like a waterfall that will then come down here, which will then tie into the water mill, which then brings it all the way down to Deosil's coral shop, and just really tie it all together. I think that'll look great. To be for the betterment of the shopping district, to kind of tie everything in. So I think I'm going to just kind of do little cutscenes of me building this thing, kind of talk about what I'm thinking about while I'm doing it, and I guess I'll come back to you guys with the next update. Okay, so I got the first little bit in. Like I said, I know I wanted a water mill, so I started off with the water wheel. Figured that was the most important thing, so I got that in there, and it only took like 6 tries to get it right, and then one more try to get it in the right spot. Yeah, I may have built it right here, and then realized it was definitely very painfully off-centered. So, got it moved over, no problem, and Deosil has been very busy working on this river, which connects up beautifully to his coral shop, which I don't think I ever showed you guys. This thing is awesome. So you see it, it's just like, oh, this is just a regular old pond. You jump in here, you cruise on under, and it's just like, underwater little like coral reef, and here's where he has his shop. Like, this thing is so cool. I love it. He did a great job with that shop. So hopefully we can carry through that awesomeness into this water mill for EVIO. And then we can see that Geek has been very busy with his auction hall here, which we may have to get to that later because I want to keep working on this building. So, alright, I will bring you guys back in for the next update. Alright folks, time for another status update. So I've done a little bit of playing around with the shape, and you'll have to work with me, okay? This thing's going to have some wonk to it. And there's a backpack streamer. Hello. So, yeah, I'm having a bit of fun with the wonk on this. So we have where the water wheel is going to be coming into the shop. There's going to be like a slanted roof to there. We have this open covered porch right here with a slab level pitch roof there. And then for the main building, this bottom layer is a combination of jungle wood and the brown mushroom block. I thought that was a fun little combination. I popped in these little trapdoors, give us a little bit more depth. I'll need to find more creative ways to create depth and interest, but the next layer up I'm gonna do something a little bit lighter, probably bone blocks and maybe oak wood or something. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on that now, and I will bring you guys back in with the next update. Alright, so there comes a point in your creative process where you're trying to build something and you make a little tweak and you're like, yeah, I don't really like it, so you revert it back, and then you try something else and you're just not really feeling that design, so you tear it down, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can always start new ideas and all of that. Well, I did that. I tore it down, and then I put my headphones on and started rocking out to some music, and well, I built this. What do you guys think? Oh man, this was a lot of fun to build. I was just kind of zoning out and just got into a rhythm and started building. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this now, and no more cuts of building or anything. Let's just kind of show you this is like 90% done. I still need to do a lot of work on the roof, but we'll get to that in a little bit. First, let's start with a water wheel. So my thought process was that this building right here, super green, overgrown, fallen into ruined building, was the original part of the water mill, hence why it's here. And then they built that as the server and area started to develop, and everything was all handy dandy, and so things were going well. So let's go in and take a look at it, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it. But here's like the wheel and all that. We got the belts going down to the basement for future expansion if needed, and I finished the waterfall and added this all in. So everything was going well, and then it kind of started getting a little bit neglected, and people weren't doing the maintenance on it, and well, the water wheel kind of seized up and stopped working. It wasn't getting lubrication. So that's why the water wheel is now all green and mossy at the bottom, because it hasn't been spinning, so the algae built up, and so it kind of fell into a little bit of disrepair, and we're having all of these vines and stuff that are growing back over it. So that's kind of like my idea and thought process behind the shop. Going back to the roof, I want to add in more moss, grass, and other blocks once all of that ages up. So it's just the waiting game for now. But the shop is good to go. Once EVIO returns back on the server, he is all good to stock up. He's got plenty of room for inventory. I actually made it a point to build with barrels so that you can put stuff in here, like say golden apples, splash potions of weakness, ender pearls. Everything that he was selling before that I saw is back in here, and it's everywhere. And I cleverly hid it behind these trapdoors. I thought that was a fun little move. And then there's also additional storage down here. MayaQuest had brought up that Vintage Beef had used this in his hardcore series. I actually haven't been up to date on that, but he showed that to me, and I thought I would integrate it into this build. But yeah, guys, I am completely satisfied, besides the roof, with how this thing turned out. And there is so much room. You could dig out the basement, you can come up here, and there's a second story, and then you can go up even further, and guess what, there's a third story. There's so much room for potential So when he does come back on, I think he's pretty well set, and I do hope that he is happy with how this turned out. So, we're getting there on this episode. I've been doing a lot of building today. It's been a long weekend for me. But there is one more thing that I want to take care of, and it's right behind me. I was able to get in contact with Eisenroth, and he did give me the go-ahead to kind of tweak that sign as needed, long as I did and still include the ice baby. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now. I'm not going to try to beat around the bush. I'm going to do this off camera, and then we'll come back in and finish off the episode, guys. Alright, my friends, I got to hold the camera like this, so that way there's not any spoilers in the background. But I have been very, very busy. This actually took me several days to do. On Monday, it was Valentine's Day, so I was spending time with family, and I took my daughter out for some ice cream, which was fantastic. And then Tuesday, spent like the entire time after work here, and it ended up finishing right around 10 p.m. and I had to be up in a few hours, so I didn't want to finish up the episode there, so we are finishing it out today. Without further ado, let's take a look at Ice's new billboard. There we have it. And remember, the stipulation of this was that it had to include Ice Baby. So if we were to get a real close little look, you'll see all that glow lichen in there. That, if I were to fly in, we will see that it does in fact say Ice Baby. So there we go. And I did talk to him. He is very happy with it. So that makes me happy to know that we can all compromise and that it all worked out in the end. But yeah, I had so much fun decorating this. It took quite a few renditions, and actually it was Ricky that came up with the idea to do the eyes that way, because I was trying to make them like the full uppercase, and it took up way too much room, and it just didn't look right. So thanks, Ricky, for that tip. And here we are with our little frozen cavern. I had so much fun decorating it out once I got those letters in, and really making this look like it's some sort of winter cave. And then if you look, I actually took water and used stairs and slabs to all direct it down to the middle, which then leads into the waterfall. And of course, we all know where that leads from the whole rest of the episode. So there it is in a nutshell. And with that, my friends, we are going to have to conclude this episode for today. I do hope that you enjoyed. We ended up building, what is this, like 3 shops between the wood shop, EVIO's new shop, and then technically the billboard for Ice. I'm going to go ahead and call that a shop too, because technically he could utilize it as one. But yeah, a lot of building today. Sorry that it took so long for me to take care of all of that. It was a very long weekend of building, but I couldn't be happier with the details. Oh, and also we terraformed all the cliffs around the castle so far. But, yes, end of the video. My favorite part, trying to do an outro. But with that, my friends, I do hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, everyone.